ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة التي كنتم توعدون. نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ولكم فيها ما تشتهي أنفسكم ولكم فيها ما تدعون. نزلا من غفور رحيم. ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا إنني من المسلمين. ولا تستوي الحسنة ولا السيئة ادفع بالتي هي أحسن فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميم. وما يلقاها إلا الذين صبروا وما يلقاها إلا ذو حظ عظيم. وإما ينزغنك من الشيطان نزغ فاستعذ بالله إنه هو السميع العليم. ومن الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر ومن آياته الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر لا تسجدوا للشمس ولا للقمر واسجدوا لله الذي خلقهن إن كنتم إياه تعبدون فإن استكبروا فالذين عند ربك يسبحون له فإن استكبروا فالذين عند ربك يسبحون له بالليل والنهار وهم لا يسأمون ومن آياته أنك ترى الأرض خاشعة فإذا أنزلنا عليها الماء اهتزت وربت إن الذي أحياها لمحيي الموتى إنه على كل شيء قدير إن الذين يلحدون في آياتنا لا يخفون علينا صدق الله مولانا العلي العظيم.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الغمة وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا وقدوتنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Gracious, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship, adoration, gratitude, and prostration except Allah, the Creator and Sustainer of the heavens and the earth. And I bear witness the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is His final messenger. On this blessed Friday, first Friday of this blessed month of Ramadan, we turn our attention to the beauty of this month, indeed. And as Allah Azza wa Jal sums up the goals or the aspirations that we have to have in our hearts, He states in the Quran, قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا خَيْرٌ مِّمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. He sums up and defines what it is that we should be concerned about and looking forward to in this journey of life, because we could easily get misaligned in our aspirations and our desires. So he says, saying, it is with the favors of Allah, His grace and His rahmah, His mercy, that they should be happy. It is better than all that they can amass and collect. Pay attention to what Allah has said. Allah says, if you're going to be happy with something, don't be happy with what you have amassed in this journey of life. It doesn't serve. It doesn't last. If you're going to be happy with something, be happy when Allah looks at you with His gaze of rahmah. When He sends you His special favors. His favors are abundant and touch every creature in existence. But there are special favors of Allah for the chosen. The people of Allah Himself. He says, you're going to be happy with something? Win this. Allah in this blessed month of Ramadan presents to us a grace, a favor from Him, an abundant favor, so that you and I do not mistake favors as coming from anyone but Allah. So that you and I know it's really the hand of Allah. So that you and I don't ever confuse who's the source of our provision. So that you and I are aware that Allah never abandoned us, as He tells the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet himself ﷺ needed to be reminded. وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى. He says, by the morning light and the night when it's still, because the Prophet ﷺ was overtaken with grief. There was a period of time when Allah did not communicate with him, didn't send revelation, so he felt alone. He felt lonely. You and I feel lonely in this journey of life, and many times in our lives we wonder who got my back. And you turn around and you look around and there's no one. Maybe everybody is not looking at you because everybody is looking out for themselves and concerned for their lives. Life is hard. So you get overtaken and overwhelmed by grief and concern for yourself. Fear strikes the heart. Grief over our past, over our shortcomings and the disappointments of our failures. We're constantly jostling and oscillating between these two states, thoughts taking us into the future and the fears of the future. How am I going to make it, right? That's concern. That's hem. Concern over the future. How am I going to provide for my children? And then there is grief over our past. Grief, overwhelming grief because of our failures, setbacks, the poor decisions we've made. Prophet Muhammad was really grieving because Allah wasn't sending him revelation for a period of time. So Allah sends this surah saying to him, look at the morning light and the night when it's still. By those two phenomena, Allah has never forsaken you. No way. ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى. And he told them further that the next phase is better than the preceding one. How many of us have that mindset? Expectation. The next phase with Allah is better than the one preceding, no matter what has happened in my past. وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. Look at the promise of Allah. He wants to touch with His grace to deliver supernatural blessings, a major shift in our lives, right? But He's looking at our hearts and He tells the Prophet ﷺ, وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. There's no doubt about it. Allah is going to give you and give you and give you until you're satisfied. Why? Because you matter to Allah. Because you're precious to Allah. How many of us have that attitude and awareness that that's all I want? That if Allah makes me right now aware of His presence, I want it. See, Allah's mercy is already here. He's already surrounding us. He's already with us. He's already taking care of our lives. He's already providing, hiding. He brought you here. He brought me here. He puts faith in our hearts. He created us, sustains us. But it's a matter of you and me being aware of it. And we forget. And even Prophet Muhammad ﷺ needed to be reminded. Zakaria alayhi salam. Look at this weakness in the human being. It's okay to forget. And that's why we come to the masjid, to be reminded. Ramadan comes to lift us up and remind us of Allah's presence. So that you're not afraid anymore. So that you know who's on your side. Allah is on your side. And He'll never leave you to yourself. You know, as He says, a blink of an eye, for a blink of an eye. Never. So Zakaria alayhi salam, he was granted or given the custody of Maryam, to take care of Maryam when she was born. And people were competing as to who's going to take care of this blessed daughter of Imran, right? So Zakaria ends up being the one who takes care of her, and an extraordinary something happens. An extraordinary phenomenon or sign of Allah occurs before his eyes. You know, Maryam was dedicating her life to Allah as a fulfillment of a dua from her mother, who said when she had Maryam in her belly and she didn't know that it's going to be a female, she said, "Oh Allah, inni nadartu laka ma fi batni muharrara." Ya Allah, whatever is in my belly, you gave me this, right? I'm not going to be concerned. It's you. I dedicate this thing in my belly for you, muharram, liberated from anything, for your sake. Wow, that's trust in Allah Azza wa Jalla. Trust in Allah. Then Allah delivered for her, provided for her a female, and she was astounded. She doesn't understand the plan of Allah. Allah has different plans than our plans, and they're much better plans. Much better plans. So she was indeed grateful to Allah, and this young daughter was dedicated to the worship of Allah. So she used to spend her time in the chamber, in a private, dedicated space in the temple to worship Allah by herself from a very young age. And Zakaria used to come and check on her constantly to see what her needs were. And what happened when Zakaria came to see her, Allah Azza wa Jalla tells us in Surah Al-Imran, كلما دخل عليها زكريا المحراب وَجَدَ عِنْدَهَا رِزْقًا. Wherever he came to visit her in the masjid, imagine you come and checking on whoever, imam, somebody working in the masjid, and you know they're spending their entire time here. Whenever you came to provide for them, to see what their needs were, you would find food. And you know very well they didn't leave the masjid. Wherever he came to see Maryam, she had abundant food around her and drink. And he would tell her, and Allah recorded this in the Quran, Ya Maryam, anna laki hada. Where is this from? And she would say, it's from Allah. It's from Allah. I have to look at you. Allah just provided this, and I opened my eyes and there was the food. There was the food. Allah is the provider. What happened to Zakaria is the interesting thing. Zakaria was a prophet of Allah. Did he have no trust in Allah? Absolutely. Incredible trust in Allah. He was connected to Allah. He received the guidance and revelation from Allah Azza wa Jal. Who would be a more connected person than Zakaria to understand that all he needs is Allah and to have trust in Allah? Yet, what we know about Zakaria is that he didn't have a child. And he was aging, and his wife was barren, and he was desiring a child. Why? Not because of lineage, not because he wanted to pass on the legacy or the wealth. He didn't have any. But because he wanted an heir to take care of Bani Israel after him, another prophet to carry the torch. He was concerned about the fate of people. That's the concern of the righteous. They're concerned not over provision, but what's going to happen to the hearts of creation when I leave. That's what his concern was, and he was aging, and there's no child. But the interesting thing is that he wasn't noted for making dua for that, because he thought, I'm too old for this. So when he saw Maryam having abundant food around her, he was reminded of what? The hand of Allah that makes the impossible possible. Allah provides from places you least expect, so he instantly turned to Allah Azza wa Jal. هُنَالِكَ دَعَى زَكَرِيَّا رَبَّهُ. He was so astounded, he must have thought, oh my God, why am I not making dua for me and my wife? So he turned to Allah Azza wa Jal, saying, قَالَ رَبِّ هَبْ لِي مِن لَدُنكَ ذُرِّيَّةً طَيِّبَةً إِنَّكَ سَمِيعُ الدُّعَاء. Ya Allah, after having witnessed this, Ya Allah, grant me righteous progeny. Grant me righteous progeny. You indeed answer all supplications. And indeed, Allah Azza wa Jal sent the angels right away. فَنَادَتْهُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَهُوَ قَائِمٌ يُصَلِّي في المحراب أن الله يبشرك بيحيى مصدقا بكلمة من الله. Instantly, as he was also similarly worshipping Allah in the chamber, in the temple, the angels of Allah were sent to him carrying a glad tidings from Allah, telling him, oh Yahya, Allah delivers the news to you of a child. His name is Yahya, and he's not like anyone else. What was their reaction? He still was in disbelief, saying, me, child? I'm too old. Even though he just made the dua, even though he trusts in Allah, but he's still a human being who's exhibiting this human aspect, this human nature, which is shock over abundance from Allah Azza wa Jal. My wife is barren, she can't bear children. They said, it's the word of Allah and His promise. And when He says to a thing, be, it is. And it is He who makes the impossible possible. Zakaria needed to be reminded. You and I need to be reminded. Ramadan comes to remind their brothers and sisters. And there's nothing greater, no greater gift that Allah can give you, this blessed month of Ramadan than what's called Raja. Raja is this incredible hope. Incredible hope despite all the odds, despite all the difficulties in our life. What Allah is looking at is not outward form. He's looking at the state of the heart. What's in your heart? What are your thoughts about Allah? Allah actually asked this question in the Quran. فَمَا ظَنُّكُمْ بِاللَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. What are your thoughts and opinions about Allah, the nurturer of the worlds? Right now, if you have that thought of incredible belief and trust in the hand of Allah, being a giving hand, being a merciful hand, that Allah is not abandoning you, that Allah will present you this shift in your life, that Allah will make the impossible possible, that Allah will take care of you and your family, that Allah will take care of our community, that Allah will heal, that Allah will change. Be ready to receive. Be ready to receive abundant, outstanding, supernatural barakah from Allah Azza wa Jal. That's the condition. Zakaria needed to be reminded, you and I to be reminded. So every single day in the month of Ramadan, the Prophet ﷺ asks us to not miss out on this. You and I are fasting right now for what? Allah. You are fasting for the sake of Allah because Allah commanded us. How precious do you think this is? So precious, though. It's an act of faith. An act of faith that is about much more than us observing a ritual. It's about the heart trusting Allah, and Allah, as He sees us, He looks at it with joy, pleasure, happiness, that you are deciding to let go of your desires for my sake. Big deal to Allah. That's why He says the reward of fasting is on me. No one can reward you like Allah. You have no idea what blessings are waiting for you, but are you expecting them? Many of us observe rituals without expectation, and perhaps without checking what's in my heart right now because I'm doing this. I'm standing before Allah, I'm making sujood. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. Ya Allah, for you. Oh Allah, I expect the heavens to open because I'm doing this for you, and you love hearts that love you, Allah. You love hearts that trust you, Allah. And I'm going to raise my hand, Ya Allah, and ask. Because there's no one like you. ليس كمثله شيء. No one like you. None. If that thought is in your heart, glad tidings to you and me. And if we're observing things ritualistically without a thought in the heart and a belief in the heart, we're in trouble. We're going to miss out. We're going to miss out on the abundant good of Allah that Allah is looking for in all of us in this blessed month of Ramadan. He wants to shock us, make us really witness it, so that you and I start to look at Him. So the Prophet ﷺ said, don't forget that. After 16 hours of fasting, he says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لِلصَّائِمِ فَرْحَتَانِ فَرْحَةٌ عِنْدَ فِطْرِهِ وَفَرْحَةٌ عِنْدَمَا يَلْقَى رَبَّهُ. He says the fasting person, he or she who decided to abstain from desires for the sake of Allah understanding, there's beautiful wisdom in that. Because it's a training for the soul, for the heart to find Allah Azza wa Jalla. Let go of the desires that distract. We're so busy consuming. When the stomachs are full, we have no time to think about Allah. And indeed, it actually affects our psychology and physiology. There's no doubt about it. Stomachs that are full have no time to think of anything else. And it actually feeds other desires as well. It's a powerful divine program. So the Prophet ﷺ is reminding us the fasting person has two joys. A joy when he or she grabs that bite at iftar. 8:06, 8:07 tonight. I'm sure all of us, we have growling stomachs that are like, brother, Tariq, please finish the khutbah. I get some sleep, 3-4 hours. I'm gonna calculate it. 7:30, I wake up, make my dua, and I'm gonna hit the food. That's what we're thinking about. First thing I thought about this morning as a human is my cup of coffee. I'm like, man, it's hard to fast on weekends because you're not busy, right? And you're thinking about your stomach. Allah gave us this, but Allah wants to teach us something powerful. So sallallahu alaihi wasallam, He says, you have that joy in you, you deserve it. But don't forget the greater one. The greater one is in your heart. He says the other joy waits for you when you meet Allah. I want to ask you, Allah, how many of us, before we say Bismillah, and you make the dua of breaking the fast, you pause? So before I put that date in my mouth, the Prophet ﷺ told me there is a joy waiting for me when I meet Allah. Ya Allah, give it to me. Ya Allah, before I fill my stomach, before I put that thing, I don't want to miss out on this. That's expectation. That's yearning. That's trust. If you pause and close your eyes for those few seconds, glad tidings to you. You shall get, because Allah gives based on what you ask. But many of us miss out. And Allah Azza wa Jalla says, أَنَا عِنْدَ ظَنِّ عَبْدِي بِي. I am as you think of me. You think I'm going to give? I'm going to give. Because Allah is generous. Allah will never disappoint. There's no way that you expect goodness out of Allah. Allah says, well, not today. It's impossible. It's unbefitting of Him. Even human beings who are kind and generous, when you say, I expect good out of you, you're so kind to me. You've been so generous to me. Please, I need you right now. What is a chivalrous man or woman would do in that moment? Would they say, not today? No way. I'm glad you came and asked me. There is no way I'm going to disappoint you today. I'm going to fill your stomach. I'm going to go out of my way to fulfill your need. Because that's who I am as a human being. Isn't it true? What if you have that thought about Allah? And the Prophet says, لِلصَّائِمِ عِنْدَ فِطْرِهِ دَعْوَةٌ لَا تُرَدَّ. The fasting person, the one who struggled for Allah's sake, Allah's so happy with them that when they turn their hands to Allah and make a dua, At the moment they're breaking their fast, no way Allah will turn them down. Are we making those du'as? Are we making big du'as like Zakaria? Expecting amazing things to happen? Wallahi, brothers and sisters, when Allah touches us with His mercy, there's nothing else we need. And this is what this month is about. To abstain from all these desires so that we have a head that can think about Allah, that can spend time with Allah. We enter into the realm of Allah and we're touched by it and we're healed. So number one is expectation. Expectation, expectation. But what is the other ingredient that Allah is looking for in this blessed month? You see, we restrain ourselves in this month. You gotta restrain. It's not easy to restrain, but it's a training program for growth, to transform us, to make us conscious of Him, to liberate the heart and the soul from the shackles of this world that are really making us so anxious and worried. Isn't it true? It's right here. You free up the mind from being busy with the stomach and what's behind between the legs. You're free. And you start to think about Allah. We spend more time with Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah wants us now to push. Push with what? Push with powerful good deeds. Push with powerful good deeds. You see, brothers and sisters, you and I are created by Allah Azza wa Jal to contain this seed, this incredible seed and a spark within us. Nur. Allah calls it in the Quran, Nur. There's light flickering inside of you and me that allows you and me to become extraordinary givers. Givers. You know what's one of the things that this siyam, this fast is supposed to change in you and me? It is supposed to change in you and me the desire to hoard. Because whenever we keep things to ourselves, we find formula. We think I win. No, Allah says you're going to lose. Because whatever I give you is from me, and you're going to get one for one. It doesn't work that way. You're going to be now confined to the laws of this earth. You're not going to win. You're not going to get the healing. The giving of Allah is not just material. The giving of Allah, brothers and sisters, He could be answering your du'as with a softening of your heart. He might be answering your money, let's say, to resolve a financial issue. He might be guiding your child. He might be putting a smile on your spouse's face. He might be repairing a relationship with your parents. He'll open doors to you from places you least expect. You see, we do not understand how Allah answers, but Allah is answering. Allah astounds. Allah indeed astounds, but what He's looking for is shajara tayyibah. Here's the challenge of Ramadan. You restrain to liberate. To liberate, to understand that we need to overcome our avarice, our greed. Because you know what holds us back? What holds us back is not anyone outside of us. It's you and me. Our thoughts and actions. And the tendency of the human being is to hoard and gather, hoard and accumulate. And Allah says none of this will save you. None of this will save your children. How many examples have we witnessed around us of families, of people who are so busy with life, brothers and sisters, and their lives are a mess? How many people, stories of celebrities that we've heard of who've had everything, red carpets rolled, for them left and right. Cars, limousines taking them that they don't have to drive anywhere. Servants left and right, etc., etc. And then at the end they commit suicide. There's no fulfillment. There's something much bigger than all of this. And all of this evaporates, disappears at the moment we leave this earth. It's all gone. Nothing comes with us. Nothing comes with us. So Allah presents a powerful formula. And He tells us, you want abundance? Special delivery of healing and abundance and iman in your heart, in your life, for you and your families and your children. You want to bring that? Start to give. And it's not easy. But the Prophet ﷺ, if you notice, what he has done in the month of Ramadan, pushing himself and exerting, was to give more. Give and give and give until it becomes exhausting. Give. Why did he do this? Was he really, brothers and sisters, really just, it's a matter of giving the poor or giving a cause? No. He was giving Allah. He understood he was dealing with Allah. And this month of Ramadan is about learning that you and I are dealing with Allah Azza wa Jal. That the hand of Allah is the hand that you're dealing with. So, Aisha radiallahu anha, whenever someone used to come and ask for help, for charity, knocking on her door, she opens the door, and what is her answer? Run away, you this and that, get away from me, I don't have time for you. Or look, look through the peep of the door and then just kind of decide not to open the door? Absolutely not. She gladly, enthusiastically opened the door. And you know what she did? She would give from all that she has in the house, all the food that she has in the house. And then she'll start to make dua for the poor person who asked. And they asked her, why are you making dua for the reward, Allah to reward them? She said, because Allah sent them to me as a gift. If He didn't come to me, how would I give? How would I have that opportunity to give for the sake of Allah? I'll be deprived. So she understood that being deprived is being deprived of distributing from the gifts of Allah. The believer is the giver. He or she has weight on this earth, has impact. They have an impact, brothers and sisters. They're like, as Allah describes, beautiful trees. They're rooted in faith, awareness of Allah. And their branches are constantly giving. But you notice the tree, whenever it gives, it never loses. That's what we're missing. The tree actually grows more fruits by giving fruits. Grows more shade by giving shade. And it never discriminates. It's constantly giving because it understands its mission on this earth. And you know what your mission and my mission is? To be healers and givers. That's why the Prophet says, please smile. Please smile. The least that you can do is smile. It's sadaqah. You know what sadaqah means? It's a chain. Because it's a training to give. We're all holding back. We're holding back the smiles. We're holding back the gesture of compassion. We're holding back our empathy. We're holding back on the checkbooks. We're holding back on this. We're holding back on that. And it catches up with all of us. Aisha did something even more powerful. I have a demonstration for you. I hope I find it. I have something in my hand. And I wanted to do an experiment today. So Aisha, before she gave away anything, money, food, well, not food, something that can work with what I'm about to show you. Whenever she gave away money, you know what she used to do to it? Who knows? She used to bring out perfume. And I have it with me. I brought something I carry in my pocket. I was like, subhanAllah, she does this? How many of us have ever done this? She carries perfume and she starts to spray it on the money or whatever she's giving for Allah's sake. Everybody's like, what is this woman doing? That's like, if you see somebody doing this, imagine I have a checkbook, I bring it out and I'm like, how much do you want? And I write it and I'm like, wait a second. You say crazy, I don't want money from you, right? You're nuts. That's what she used to do. In front of everybody. And they're like, Aisha, what are you doing? Serious staff. This thing is not falling in the hands of the poor or this person or that person or the masjid. It's falling in the hands of Allah. I want it to be smelling beautiful. She's dealing with Allah. She understands that once I deliver that act, I'm chosen. And the heavens will open. The heavens of Allah's pleasure. And if Allah is happy with you, how can you fail? Allah is the provider. Allah is the one who will send you that person to help your child. We don't understand the formula of Allah. So Allah says, help, and you'll be helped. And the Prophet ﷺ was asked, who are the most beloved people to Allah? Who are? He says, the ones who benefit creation the most. Very simple. It doesn't benefit me that you're praying, that you're making God. Great. We need righteous, good people. But where's your giving? Where's the distribution of the gifts of Allah Azza wa Jal? That is the measure. That is the metric. That is Ramadan, dear brothers and sisters. It turns out all that Ramadan was and is about you and me becoming aware of Allah so that we understand the heavens are with us. Allah is with us. And you start to give from the things that Allah has given. And Allah says in the Quran, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. Who will give Allah? He says qard. Qard is translated as loan. Loan to Allah, it's not just a loan. Qard in Arabic is derived from a word that means the thing that the mouse or the animal would eat from the crumbs. You know when they come and grab a little bit of a crumb and run away? So you see it, right? Split up the date or the potato, whatever, or the bread, and they see the crumbs, and what they've taken is such a tiny amount. That's what's called this. So they bit it and ran away. It's so tiny, it's immeasurable. Allah says, who can give me just that? And I'm going to give them abundant goods. Multiplied, and Allah describes it in the Quran, sanabin. He says the example of those who give for Allah's sake is like this. That's Allah's formula. That's what we're hoping to believe in this blessed month of Ramadan. He says, مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. The example of those who give from what they love, which is really money, wealth. is like this, he says. كمثل حبة, he's like a seed. He says seed. You see a tiny seed, you think it's like nothing. He says in that seed sprout produces 7 ears of corn. And within each ear of corn is 100 sumbulas, 100 seeds that continue to produce. What is he talking about? Infinite abundance, infinite production of fruit and seeds coming out of a little seed when you give it for Allah's sake. Who amongst us believe in this, brothers and sisters? If we're seeking Allah's forgiveness, give. If you're seeking Allah's guidance, give. If you want Allah's mercy for your children, give. There's nothing more powerful, brothers and sisters, that we can do in this blessed month of Ramadan than to give for Allah's sake. That's when we really start to overcome ourselves and our egos and our weaknesses. And Allah will send you that comfort in your heart. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to make us among the givers. Among those who give for His sake, we trust and believe. We ask Allah to open His healing and His mercy and to grant us pardon. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق وسيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, I stand before you, and I was talking about this yesterday, as your brother, as someone who really deeply is in love with this place. Because the good that has come out of this place by Allah's mercy is astounding. You know, we witnessed it. Imagine, or think back 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Would I have known any of you? Would you have known? Possibly. There's no way. 5 years ago, there was nothing here but an old house. Allah wanted all of us to witness and see His power and His mercy. He steered few hearts to start this beautiful place from a little tiny home. And suddenly, brothers and sisters, wave upon wave of people has come and arrived to this place to perform salah, to learn and remember Allah. And today, you and I are here, gathered today for this khutbah, in this blessed month of Ramadan, performing Taraweeh because of this act of Allah that you and I have witnessed. How would we even be able to serve Allah, learn about and send our children to Sunday school and gather over a meal at night and be softened? Where would you and I be today? We'd probably be scrambling in the air to find another place. And you know, not every place is the same. We know this. A blessing of Allah. And Allah tells us in the Quran, you know who are the people of Allah are? إنما يعمر مساجد الله من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر. He says, you know who the people of the masjid are? They're the people of Allah. He says the ones who raise the masjid up. Raise it up. Not just come and perform a ritual and leave. No. They're so keen and they're so aware that this is the home of Allah on earth. Without it, we have no ability to remember Allah. There's no nur. We'll be lost. But Allah, brothers and sisters, will never find faith without the masjid. That's the formula of Allah. Within it, He says, you're going to find and witness and experience this mercy of Allah. 5 years later, here we are, alhamdulillah. Say alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Allah's blessing. So Allah challenges you and me in this blessed month. It's recorded in the Quran. He says, you know what? The people of the masjid who raise it up, spend on it, work in it, tirelessly, around the clock, because it's for them the cause of their lives. The house of Allah. Because through it, hearts will be healed. Through it, people will find Allah. It's not just about feeding a stomach anymore. You can go feed a stomach. We need to do this. But there's a greater vision, which is, I'm going to go build a place and serve a place and help a place, a home of Allah that will feed stomachs, that will teach children where we can find the light of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So He says, those who do this are the ones who have faith in their hearts and believe really in Allah and the hereafter. Wow. Do we need anything else, brothers and sisters? Do we need any other evidence or invitation? As I said, when we give Allah, brothers and sisters, back from the things that He has given us. We're not really giving to the masjid. Don't think this structure needs you and me. It's Allah Azza wa Jalla that we're dealing with. And yet, this is the act that can transform our lives by Allah. It is us who need to really give, brothers and sisters. Wallahi, give and give and give before it's too late. I shared with you yesterday the news of, subhanAllah, one person in our community whose mother has passed away, Sister Fatima. Brother Ibrahim Shafi told me, his relative, he was just telling me 3 days before that His relative was close aunt of his, was in Johns Hopkins on her deathbed, and she passed away. We know this person. We know the routine. We're going to witness this, and life is so short. Life is so short. I appeal to you, brothers and sisters, today, as your brother, wallahi, who cares for this place so much, because I honestly carry these concerns as a human being. Like Zakaria, much better than all of us, carry those concerns. Muhammad carried those concerns, so we normally carry concerns like, who's going to take care of this masjid? As a human being, right? How are we going to get? Because we have ambitious projects. Why? To inshallah expand this place and bring more children and be able to accommodate more people in the Sunday school and build the barn and. Where's it going to? I have my doubts sometimes. Ramadan comes to remind me, look at Allah. Look at Allah Azza wa Jalla. Astonished. And I wonder, when I was thinking this thought, throughout Ramadan, I'll be honest, I was thinking it. And I had to bring myself back, like, turn to Allah, turn to Allah. It's not humans, it's Allah who will steer hearts. And I wonder, when I think of that, I said, SubhanAllah, we're going to witness miracles. And SubhanAllah, I expect from Allah that we're going to witness miracles in this month. Our goal, brothers and sisters, is going to be, inshallah, to raise $700,000 to really make this place, inshallah, the place. Bi-idhnillah, by the will of Allah, it's already been a blessing for all of us. But it's not going to happen through angels. It's going to happen through the angels of Allah on earth, you and me. And we have an opportunity, and the Prophet ﷺ used to make dua for this. Ya Allah, Rabbana hab lana ladunka amalan salihan yuqarribuna ilayk. He was concerned, and he used to say, Ya Allah, grant us a powerful good deed. Give it to me. Open my heart to do it. That can bring me closer to you. That's the act that will bring us closer to Allah Azza wa Jalla. So I invite you, please, to give for the sake of Allah. That maybe you and I are the chosen ones. That Allah has chosen to be the givers, the people of the masjid, and the people of the masjid are the people of Allah. We need everybody's help, brothers and sisters. And you know very well that our masjid does not make fundraisers in Aid. We don't go reserve 5-star hotels and spend money on anything and bother you. We don't. But in the month of Ramadan, we rely on our community. We rely on Allah first, and we rely on you. But this is a commitment, brothers and sisters. And if it's not you, then who? Realize when you give, please, as I close, just as when you break your fast, don't just look at the food, look up and say, Ya Allah, joy, you promised it. That when you give today, please on your way out, give. Please, and also from your zakat. Because many people get confused about whether the masjid can receive zakat. Absolutely. Because the masjid has no other way to get supported, has no other financial source of support. So alhamdulillah, the fuqaha, the scholars have said the masjid, especially in the West, is one of the most worthy places for your zakah money. And if you're not going to give your zakah money, brothers and sisters, at least a portion of it, yet we come and worship Allah here, then how are we going to expect to further and build this place further? How? It's through you and me, brothers and sisters. So I conclude with this. Just as I said, break your fast with this expectation of Allah. Please, when you write your check, on your way out, any day this month, take your perfume. I brought it with me. Tell me, I brought my perfume. Bring your perfume. Please do it. And be like Aisha. Just grab this, whatever. Like, I'll give you mine if you need, okay? And please perfume the check. And I want to ask the people who collect the checks if they're smelling it. Wallahi, brothers and sisters, Allah will make you smell the fragrance of paradise. Say Bismillah. And see what Allah will do with you and your children. Wallahi, it's our day of glad tidings when we give for Allah's sake, and this is a blessed place. May Allah grant you abundance. May Allah grant you growth. May Allah heal your families. May Allah make you sense and feel His mercy in this blessed month. May Allah choose you and me to be among the givers who give for His home. May Allah make us among those who live ICCP. And make ICCP a place of Allah on this earth that can turn hearts to Allah, that can guide children, that can guide families, that can heal broken souls, that can wipe tears. May Allah Azza wa Jalla bless this masjid, bless our community, bless our families, bless our parents, our children, and guide it to the space. May Allah join us with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah make us reach Laylatul Qadr. May Allah make us reach Laylatul Qadr and make us among His people. Allahumma ameen, Allahumma ameen, Allahumma ighfir lana warhamna wa'fu anna wa tawalla amrana wa ahsin khalasana واختم بالباقيات الصالحات أعمالنا. اللهم بلغنا ليلة القدر وبلغنا رحمتك يا الله. ارضى عنا، ارضى عن آبائنا وأمهاتنا وأولادنا يا الله. ارحمنا برحمة تغنينا بها عن رحمة من سواك. وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ماذا الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا ماذا الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا فيضاعفه له أضعافا كثيرة والله يقبض ويبسط وإليه ترجعون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. إنما يعمر مساجد الله من آمن بالله إنما يعمر مساجد الله من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر وأقام الصلاة وآتى الزكاة ولم يخش إلا الله فعسى أولئك أن يكونوا من المهتدين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. How are you brothers and sisters? Inshallah, are all well? Holding up, inshallah. 5 days into Ramadan, inshallah. Ask Allah for help. Really, ask Allah Azza wa Jalla for help. And He gives us the energy to continue to worship Him and serve Him, inshallah, this blessed month. Just actually have a couple of announcements. First, just read it. If you, yeah, where are you? So, okay, so I guess this is about the park. But inshallah, we have parking in the church. Can you read this? Can somebody read? Yeah. What does it say?
We're gonna have parking in the church when it's raining. So
No
raining,
parking in the church?
in the church when it's
raining.
raining.
Yeah.
And for elderly and handicapped, we'll have it inside. For others, we're gonna have parking in the church
Yeah.
when it's raining.
Yeah.
Only when it's raining.
Yeah. So, brothers and sisters, may Allah Azza wa Jalla grant you, inshallah, first patience, inshallah. And be patient with us. When it's raining only, we cannot park on the grass because it's muddy and awful. So, alhamdulillah, we've been blessed that we have a partnership with the church. They allow us to praise when it's raining. Please be patient with us. The elderly and those who cannot walk, inshallah, they're given special permission to park inside. But please, inshallah, when they ask you to park there, please park for Allah's sake, and you're going to get the blessings of that. Jazakumullah khairan. Another, inshallah, announcement. Sister Fatima, she's asking the community to make dua for her mother who just passed away. And Allah Azza wa Jalla surround her mother with His care, His compassion, His affection in His heart, and place her in Jannah al-Firdaus with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah Azza wa Jalla have mercy on the aunt of our dear brother Ibrahim Shafi. May Allah place her in Jannah al-Firdaus with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Final request, brothers and sisters, please to continue to make dua. And as I said, inshallah, if you need the perfume, I have it. I mean business. And I'm asking everyone, brothers and sisters, this is not just for people who are well off. No. Giving is for everyone, poor and young even. And train your children on this because it's a liberating act. And wallah, if you want healing in your life, when you give, ask Allah right away, and Allah will deliver and fulfill your request. Please, on your way out, inshallah, be generous, inshallah, with Allah Azza wa Jalla. Barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. See you tonight. Okay, Friday class with Brother Anas has been moved from Friday to Saturday from 3 to 5 o'clock. 3 to 5 instead of Friday night. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu
All right, brother, take it. No, you know what? Well, we have to reboot. Yeah, here, nothing. Oh, that's